yo, mambo yo yo, mambo yo yo, mambo yo yo, mambo mambo, mambo yo yo. On the left, on the right, on the left, on the right. It's time all the way. Ay señora mambo, mambo yo yo, talani mambo, el agua. Mambo yo 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 yo, mambo mambo yo yo, yo ambo manto yo yo, mambo yo yo, yambo la mawanga.
Yeah, step by step. Is 1, 2 on the left, and yeah, open and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and together. Open and 1, 2, 3, ladies back, 2 and together. Okay, let's see 2. Open and 1, 2, 3, back, 2 and together. One more time. 1, 2, open and 1, 2, 3, back and together.
And 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, step across, left and spin, and right to down. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, y 1, 2, 3. One more time. And 1, 2, 3, in and out, forward and together, back and stop.
I'm a lawyer, solicitor.
I'm a graphic designer. Yes,
I'm doing a PhD in cognitive psychology.
Salsa, yeah, well I've been doing that on and off for quite a few years. More on than off, really. I mean, I sort of like go through phases of like being really enthusiastic and then thinking, God, I hate this, you know, it's like that sort of relationship. And I started it really because my wife's like a really good dancer, right? And I'm not a very good dancer. So, and I, you know, like the disco thing of going to nightclubs and all that, I was always kind of lost as to what to do. So I figured if I went to some dance lessons where you learn particular steps and there was like a framework to it, it might be a bit better. So that's how I got into it, to try and keep up with my wife.
it's the most sexiest form of dancing, and that's what I like about it. No, I mean, the way I'm learning at the moment, there's more women in the class than there are men. So the women are taking turns with each other, and so I'm getting to try the man role of it, and I enjoy it more.
I mean, I am not, honestly, a really, you know, I'm not that into dancing as such myself, although I do enjoy it. And, you know, sometimes it can be great, other times it's a real pain. I think, you know, I mean, it's like, to be a really good dancer, I've decided the people who are really good dancing are the ones who can like get rid of all, you know, like self-consciousness, right? If you can do that, you can crack it, but like, you know, I can't quite do that somehow. I mean, some nights maybe, you know, a little bit, but other nights you feel so self-conscious that it's kind of hard to forget yourself, and you know, you can just like visualize this, like this eye watching you sort of thing, you know. And that, I think, is the secret of it. The really good male dancers, particularly in salsa, are the guys who you know, haven't got that like self-critical sort of eye on themselves. I kind of tend to have it, really.
And I've actually been doing it long enough that I don't really need to practice, and I don't really intend to go for any competition, so it doesn't matter whether I, you know, am very good or not.
But if you go out dancing and you have a good night, at the end of the night you do feel quite elated, really. Yeah, it's like a nice feeling. The next day you kind of feel like you've done something worthwhile. It's the most peculiar feeling. It's not like, you know, you can go out to a pub and just socialise and drink and what have you, and the next day, you know, you might have had an okay time or whatever, but you don't like really feel uplifted by it, do you? It's just a social activity. Whereas dancing, you can feel the next day, you can feel quite definitely, you know, like you've done something good.
It depends on how good the man is, but I think it's easier for a very, very, a woman at a beginner's level to dance with a man who's much better than vice versa, because the man actually needs to lead all the time. He's got to be the creative one, the one who does all the thinking as well. So it doesn't seem like the man's doing much, but he's the one that determines like where the woman goes and what's going to happen next.
I think dance is definitely linked with, sort of like mating and all that. So it's like a male-female thing, isn't it? It's like it is a, sort of sexual thing in that respect. But I think that's pushing a bit far myself, really.
This is, certainly not about equality. It's in some ways quite chauvinistic, because the man basically always takes charge, and the woman always follows. So my argument is, if you don't like it, if you think it's too chauvinistic, you don't have to do it. Nobody's forcing you to do it. This is entirely for fun.
Because the man has more control over it, and the man gets to dance more, whereas the lady, because she doesn't really have any control, she's just led by the man. It is all about control. So I suppose for a man, not saying that men are control freaks or anything, but for a man it's a good thing. So I suppose, yes, it does get them to feel important. Does it make them macho? Yeah. I think so. I think it gives them a slight self-importance. Because they take control of the dance floor, don't they? With the man, he's always the lead. The man always takes control of the woman. So as long as he has that control, the lady should not have to really be able to salsa dance. She doesn't really have to know anything, because the man is able to lead her into that dance. So it's quite good, really, if you don't know anything about salsa. I suppose it gives you a sense of confidence, because the dance teaches you to always look that person in the eye. So I suppose for somebody that hasn't got that confidence to be able to dance and look somebody in the eye while they're doing it, for someone who's very, very shy, that's a very, very big accomplishment to come over.
I wouldn't say extremely sexual tension, but it's just that intrigue, that you're entering that sort of that territory where there's lots of boundaries, and you're kind of pushing the boundaries, and it's just, where do you stop? So that's the crucial bit.
I think it has given me more confidence, because once you learn something, you think, oh, I can go further, I can do this now. So it started off from being just very, very basic, just salsa aerobics, and now I want to take it further and learn the whole dance. So it's interesting, because you learn something new all the time. So I love it.
And I guess that's why people find it attractive. Some people, anyway, find it attractive as well. I mean, some people obviously take like the sort of like the sports route, where they make it into a real gymnastic exercise, where others, obviously have different intentions when they go. So, but I think it adds up to the fun of it, I think.